Well, we're just a month into winter, and many homeowners around the nation are dealing with snow and ice built up that could easily cause some expensive damage. John DeSilvia is host of DIY Network's 10 Grand in Your Hand. You're talking about a great title for a show. And he's here with ways to prevent problems both inside and out. 10 grand in your house.
How you doing?
You got 10 grand in there?
What's up? Okay. In this pocket right here.
Let's save some people some money here because this is a problem. I mean, everybody's having, especially up and down the Northeast right now with all that snow. We've got a little mock-up over here. But what are some of the things I guess people really need to be aware of with all these snowstorms?
It's the weight of the snow and the ice. Ice at 1 inch thick weighs 5 pounds a square foot. 12 inches of snow, 5 pounds a square foot. Yeah. So it puts a lot of stress on your roof. You want to pull that snow off the roof as soon as possible.
It's almost like the same theory when you walk out in the morning and you see a foot of snow on the top of your car. You got to kind of brush it off the roof. And you've got a tool over there that helps with people.
Yeah, I don't want anybody getting on their roof and removing snow. You want to use a snow rake, okay? You could pull that off of the roof with the snow rake. You want to go with the slope of the roof. You never want to pull it sideways because you could damage the shingle.
Got it. And that's the one key. Just make sure you're pulling it down and not pulling it across. Something like this, and I guess you can get extenders placed on it to make it as long as you have to.
Oh yeah, telescopic pole, okay, so you could reach really high on your roof and pull as much snow off as possible.
Okay, let's talk about these ice dams that you're talking about as well.
Yeah, ice dams. Well, ice dams are created when heat from your home gets into your attic, all right, and it heats the underside of the roof. Yep. Now, that will melt the snow. The water will drain down your roof, and when it hits the overhang is not heated, okay? The ice dams will form.
Okay. So if you've got that type of buildup that's already on your roof, I mean, how do you get rid of it?
Take a hammer, a chisel, okay, and create a little trough through the ice dam. You don't have to chip away the whole ice dam, all right? And you don't want to damage the roof as well.
And also, you've got some roof melt right there. Now, with all this, we have to stress to people, you have to be careful. I mean, you do have to obviously put yourself in a position to be able to do all this, but safety is key. You got to be careful.
It's definitely dangerous. You're going to be on a ladder, so you have to be careful. Roof melt is also a great option. Calcium chloride tablets, you throw that on top of the ice dam, it'll melt it, create a trough, and the water will run through.
Okay, now let's talk about prevention and preventing these ice dams from forming in the future.
This is a great way to prevent it. Deicer cable, and you can see it's very easy to install. It comes in a kit. You want to install it in a zigzag pattern at the bottom portion of your roof. This will melt the ice when it forms.
And you just need it on the first couple of inches of the shingle, is that
First 3 feet of the roof.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Let's move on a little bit, and let's talk about the gutters, because that's always a huge issue for people.
Yeah, you know, you have to be proactive with the gutters. Before the winter starts, you have to get up and take a look at your gutters. Make sure there's no debris in here clogging the gutter or the downspouts. Then also, if ice is in there, you want to take a hammer and a chisel again, create a trough, or use a hose with hot water, not cold water. You'll just make the problem worse. Get the hot water in the gutter, and that'll melt the ice away.
Heated gutters, not a bad way to go either, huh?
This is a great product. It's called the Gutter Glove, all right? And this will also stop debris from getting in there as well. Now, you install this over the top of your gutter, and it has a heated cable in it. This will melt any ice or snow that accumulates on your roof.
You have to be careful of water damage, too, because we're talking about a lot of melting going on here. Not only do you have problems from the snow and the ice, but then when it all melts, that could lead to some other issues as well.
Yeah, you can get moisture in your attic, okay? And moisture causes mold and mildew, which could be a problem for your respiratory system. So you want to check and see if there's any damp insulation, any water condensating on nails. That's where you'll see it first.
Got it. And you're looking at some pictures of some mold and some, I mean, you really have to be proactive, like you said, but also after the fact, you've got to check for things like that. Because mold, and especially in the older homes.
Absolutely. You want to use an R38 insulation, and in colder climates, you want to use an R49. This is a blown-in type insulation.
Okay. Is that what you recommend, the blown-in rather than the roll-down?
Depending on where you live. You know, if you live in Minnesota, you want to use the R49 blow-in. If you live in New York, you can get away with the R38.
And the one thing that I guess we want to emphasize as well, with all of the things that we've just shown you here, all affordable.
They're all affordable. I mean, this costs $15 a lineal foot. If you have a pro install it, you're looking at $25 to $40 a lineal foot.
Okay. John, thank you very much. It's been very, very helpful.
My pleasure.
We do appreciate it. Great stuff.
All right.